Yo, I am hyphen X man. Once you get in here, go ahead and drop a one in the comments for me. If you're watching this on the live and the two on the comeback, let me know you in your building. What's going on? What's going on, man? Once you come in here, man, go ahead and drop a one in the comments, man. Let me know you in the building. What's the word, man? We live on YouTube. We live on my page on Facebook, and we also live on the Great Conversation page, man. It's about to get hot outside. The fuck is the real beef about? Let's talk about it. It's on my heart this morning, man. I couldn't even pull myself out the bed. Well, this afternoon. What's going on, Lola? How you feeling? You good? Give me 1 minute, y'all. I'm finna drop some comments down there in a minute. It's almost like clockwork, man. It gets really nice outside, uh, and then people start getting shot. Let's just talk plain. People start getting shot. People start dying. People start getting murdered. It's no secret that in my city, Rockford, Illinois, that there's an ongoing beef between two gang outlets. Come on now. We about to talk about this shit. One second, y'all. I'm gonna come right back. Go ahead and drop a. Yeah, go ahead. We about to talk about this, man. Because I know I spend a lot of time speaking about police responsibility towards the community. Today, I just kind of want to talk about the community's responsibility to itself. That is not to say that one is greater than the other. That are both issues that have to be addressed. And today, I want to talk about community versus community. I would rather see people fight in the streets with their fists and feet than see them with knives and guns killing and trying to attempt to take a life. And I mean that. Oh, what's going on? What's going on? We have as a community, we do have a responsibility to each other, and I think that kind of gets lost. But we can't get caught up in thinking that we're about to live in some type of fucking utopia, because that's not the case. Yup. When it get hot outside, man, I like to have a little. When it get nice outside, it's not hot yet. There's no secret that in this city you got the Moles and the Wacos, you know what I'm saying? And they're into it with another faction as well. I don't know. I'm gonna be. I'm not a street nigga. Let me say that right now. I'm not a street nigga. But I be in the streets, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I be out here and I see the things that are going on in my city, man, and I see this about to be we got a long summer ahead of us, man. We're gonna have a long summer ahead of us. Do me a favor, man. If you're watching this live right now, go ahead and share this live for me and tag some folks. Because it's messages that have to get out. And recently, I've been accused. You're using your platform to spread negativity and blase. I'm not spreading. No, this is what's happening in the world. This is the shit that's happening in Rockford. This is the shit that's happening in 815. It's not that I'm spreading negativity. I'm bringing awareness to it, and what I'm trying to do, what I'm attempting to do, is just to ask a simple question right now. What's going on, 815? Yes, we do see that there's we have a lot of positive things happening here in Rockford. But do you not know that people have a fear of doing positive things outside because of the violence that comes from within our community against our own? Do we not know that? Do we not know that? Like, that's happening. That happens. Thank you for the shares. I appreciate that. A lot of people, man, they just don't. What's going on, Angel? And that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, let me say it like this. Let me also say it like this, because I also got accused of coming down on organizations for just helping kids or passing out food boxes. You know what I'm saying? My aunt once told me it should be nobody in Rockford hungry because there's so much free food here. What I'm saying is there's a missing element here in Rockford. I don't know if it's love. Is that too generic to say? I feel like almost everyone in Rockford is related to each other. I do feel as if, or at least just like maybe 4 degrees of separation or something like that. But yet it's hard for people to get along. I've never seen so many people come together all the time and fight. I haven't seen it like all the time though. You're around the same people all the time, but yet you still find time that you want to fight. The fuck? It makes no good sense. It bothers me. It bothers me because I love Rockford. Because like this, how much I love Rockford, man. I'll go out of town and still say I'm from Rockford, and they say, "Where is that at?" I'm like, next to Wisconsin. Like, you know, like I love my city. I got nothing but love for my city. I went ahead and dropped the link on all platforms here, guys. If you guys want to hop on here, talk live with me, you can tell me about your concerns about things that you want to do with not just your children, but shit, motherfucker might want to just go outside and take a walk. But there's fear of going outside to take a walk because somebody might get shot. And if you got a beef with a person, roll up on them and fight head up. Niggas afraid to fight head up because it's hard to see a nigga or see a motherfucker after you done got your ass whooped. I know it's hard. I know it's hard to see that. Pay attention to them, to see them, to have to be around them and whatnot. I understand that. I get that part. But how do you feel? Because there's people watching right now, you know what I'm saying, that's pulled triggers and killed innocent bystanders and have never been caught. How the fuck do you sleep at night? How are you any better than the police officer that guns down someone? That puts you in the same boat. That puts you in the exact same boat. I am not, like I said, I am not ignorant enough to believe that we live in some type of fucking utopia, or it's going to be a utopia, or you know everyone's going to get along. No, I'm just talking about different ways for conflict solutions. There has to be a different way. Get out here and square up. Put the guns down, pick the fist up. If you're going to get into it, fight, and then let it be head up. Then just let it be a head up. You see what I'm saying? This is a single mother who's saying this right here. This is on my other page. She's saying, yeah, my kids are homebodies, and I don't let them outside. Because anything can happen. Black people should not have a fear of letting their children out around other black people. I hear you, Big V. What's going on? Hey, man, shout out to Big V Productions, man. My man said, at least stop killing babies and women. I'm with you because the reason these babies and these women get hit, you know what I'm saying, is because some beef that somebody had with some nigga that's associated with them, and the bullets end up hitting them. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's a problem. Where is this? Let's talk about that, V. My man said, where's the structure at? You know what I'm saying? I remember when there was some men here and they were holding boxing classes and whatnot, and this, that, and the other. Honestly, guys, I think we should just get the gloves and hit up all the major spots and then make an announcement who got beef with who, put these gloves on, duke it out, and then that's when, after they're exhausted and they duked it out in a structured environment, then we can talk to them. It's not abnormal. It's not abnormal for people who live around each other to have conflict. It's not abnormal. This happens everywhere. It happens with the suburbs. It happens in the ghetto. It happens everywhere. Share this live for me, man. Cause we need to reach more people, man. We have to reach more people at this point, man. I work for myself, so I can drink at 12:34 p.m. if I like. But yeah, man, like that bothers me, man. If you would like to come on, guys, I went ahead and I dropped the link in the comments. Go ahead, click that link. You can come on live with me. Talk back to me. Because I want to hear from my people. I love talking to y'all. I love it. Appreciate you, Big V. Like, and Big V is very vocal about stuff like this, by the way, if y'all didn't know. That's kind of, I ain't gonna lie, it's kind of where I get my mustard from. I kind of look at Big V and how he kind of stands against a lot of things, and he kind of speaks what's on his mind, and it's like, you know, he's not trying to be disrespectful. He just saying what it is. So I appreciate that. Salute to you, sir. We have to do more, guys. Let me say this. Let me start with a positive, okay? Let me start with a positive. I would like to give a salute to Kikuford's Academy. I would like to give a salute to No Shades. I want to give a salute to I'm starting to name K-Fax, Beautiful Beginnings. I want to give a salute to all these organizations who focus on children. In no way, shape, or form am I trying to say that we are wasting our time with the children, because the children are our future. But what about the young adults? Oh, they got their own thing. We all have trauma. We all have trauma. What about the others? Right. I just want to give them a shout out, but at the same, we got to do more. And when I say we, I'm talking about me too. I'm in that too. We have to do. I think that's why it's so heavy on me right now. I really believe that's why it's so heavy on me because I'm not doing enough. Am I bringing social awareness to the injustices that are happening here in Rockford between the city of Rockford and the citizens of Rockford? Yes, but I think I'm gonna like help move my focus over just a tad over to us, where my heart really lies. Like, it's no secret that I work the door at a lot of events. I hate when I get the phone call. Hey, who in there? Hey, did such and such come in there? Because they there, I'm not coming because they be wilding out. I get these text messages. I get these calls. I get these calls. I get these texts. I get people who come in and want to talk to me, want to know who's in the club because of X, Y, and Z. I get all that. What y'all mad about? What is going on? I don't know what's happening. What is happening in the streets? Why are y'all beefing so hard over streets and shit that y'all don't even own? Let me say that. You don't even own none of this shit. You don't own it. It's no ownership. It's not yours. So why is there so much misdirected passion? Why is there so much misdirected passion? Why do Rockfordians hate each other? Anybody? Like I'm asking questions because I'm talking. This is a conversation, guys. Please feel free to drop your comments in the comment section below, or you can click on the link below and you can come on live just to share your 2 cents. We are taking any type of donations here at the Great Conversation. This is our just what's going on 815. We'll be back on the sidebars next week, and also back to the regular podcast as well. I just spent 2 weeks in the wilderness. You hear what I'm saying? I just spent 2 weeks in the wilderness getting back into knowing me again. I'm starting to think that we as Black people in Rockford are doing this. We're sabotaging ourselves. We are deliberately destroying and damaging ourselves. Well, then people will come up to me and they'll say, well, the white man's done this, the white man's done that, the city's doing this. Yes, all that happened. But once you become aware of that, it becomes your responsibility. Once you become aware of that, it becomes your responsibility. That's why I commend Leslie Roth, DT. I call him DT. I commend him for standing on his soapbox. I commend him for wanting to educate others about what's going on. I commend him on that. And I'm about to take my cue from that. We all have to do our part. We need. I don't think, like I said, I don't think there's nothing wrong with fighting. You know what I'm saying? In a structured environment, I just don't like to see people get jumped. That's all. And I kind of see that here because a lot of our young males are being raised by single mothers who have went through trauma with the person that helped make this child, and they're passing that trauma along to that child. And that child who's a man is that child who's a male is not being encouraged to show his emotion, because he shows his emotion, or if he tries to vent about his emotion, he's considered weak. That is what we have to change. I tell my sons all the time, please have your emotion. That is yours. Just don't get swallowed up by it. I'm about to get butt naked with y'all. Because when I was coming up, I used to get swallowed. Well, first I used to internalize, okay, push down, explode, okay, go to sleep, wake up refreshed. It was so unhealthy. And then as I got older, I'm talking like 20s, I got into my 20s and whatnot. I thought it was better, but it was worse because I didn't know how to manage my emotion. The emotion was just there. Y'all understand what I'm saying? What's up, Mom? My mom will tell you. My mom tells me a lot anytime she sees me go through any type of conflict. You know what I'm saying? She's always like, what she say? She just look at me and she's like, son, you came a long way. You come a long way. Because I used to be that. And not every child, I gotta say this too. And I say this towards organizations too, just so they can maybe broaden their territories, is that not every child that's going through something lives in a project. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. We are taking donations, man, here at the Great Conversation Podcast on Cash App. That is $ TGC Podcast, man. Any amount of help, any funds will go to the betterment of us being able to get information and entertainment to you, our guests. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, Ricky? Man, guys, go ahead and share this live for me. If you haven't shared this live yet, go ahead and share this live. If you'd like to come on here and just talk about things, because let's do this. Because, you know, let's not act like Rockford ain't always been like this. In the 90s, it was a shit show. We all know that, right? In the 90s, it was a straight shit show out here. It's still a shit show. Amongst us. I'm talking about amongst us. Us as a people. Beefing amongst each other. Killing each other. And then not wanting the others to be held accountable. But we want to retaliate against each other. But then let somebody else come do it to us, we accept it. Why is that? Why is that? Why? Does anybody know? Oh man, let me send a couple more invites out, man. But this should be blowing to me, man. It's like it's getting hot outside, man. And I know you niggas finna be out here doing this fuckboy bullshit. Chill out. Run up on a nigga that you got the beef with. Box him. Box him up. And if you can't box, get into a class or get on some YouTube. Or you can holler at my brother Donnie Cochran. Get you right. Like, gotta learn how to put them dukes up, put them guns down, set that pride aside. You got your ass whooped. Okay. It's okay. What was the USC fight that just came on? With the you had the African dude or the Jamaican. He think he was African, and he fought the other guy. They call him like Street Jesus or something like that. Street Jesus is, he called him a journeyman. He'd been on this journey for a while. He finally got a shot at the title, and then he ended up getting knocked out. Right? He ended up getting knocked out. Ain't never happened to him before. That man said he said no. There's no what he said. How he said it? How he put it? He was like, it just happens. It happens sometime. Every now and again, it goes down. Every now and again, you lose. But you will be alive, though. You will be alive. Your mother doesn't have to sell spaghetti and fish dinners to get you buried into the ground. or you won't cause another parent to have to do that same thing. A child will be able to see their parent that next day, that night. I don't want to see all this murdering and killing this summer, man. I don't want to see all that murdering. I don't want to see all that killing this summer. It's getting hot out. Because it doesn't, it really, honestly, and it doesn't have to be that way. I think I need to, if, can someone point me in the right direction on who I can get with so that we can start some type of I don't know, man. I gotta call him up. I haven't hit the Russian up yet. But if someone can point me in the right direction for maybe we can get some type of structure for this where these children can get into boxing, and maybe we'll start with the funnel with the children who have behavior management issues, and then also extend it to those who just want to come out and learn to box as well. Because kickbox, there's no discipline. No discipline. Oh, I forgot to shout out the right way. My bad. And the right way, even they're getting back to it. And I love the right way and Kiefer are coming together to help tackle a major problem here. You know what I'm saying? They're talking about things. You got one entity that talks about the street life and bad decisions, and then you have another entity that shows them the power of self, and also the power. When I say the power of self, I'm talking about the power of knowledge of self and the power for doing for self, and then them coming together and entrepreneurship. So I love it. I do love that. I'm not gonna stunt because I know I get accused on coming on here a lot and complaining, and I don't want to be that guy. But I'm not complaining. I'm just tired of seeing the shit. You hear me? Feel me? I don't want to talk about that. I be having these eternal beefs in my head, man. Like between myself, like I don't. Okay, so back at the church, folks, right? Yeah. Okay. So Ricky said that what William Stockwell. Hey, Ricky, you got my info. My info. Give that to him. I'm gonna reach out to Virgil because I didn't know Virgil was doing boxing classes. I'm gonna reach out to him. And like you said, your oldest say that she do it to release. That's healthy. Some people may hop on a bike. Some people might draw. Some people may play video games. Some people may want to box. You know what I'm saying? I just think, man, we have to come together. We got to save us. We have to save us. We do. We have to save us because no one else is coming to save us. Period. How they say it? Period. Pooh. Ain't nobody coming to save us, man. Nobody. I want to see more like non-for-profits. And when I say non-for-profits, I'm talking about 501c organizations like churches to do more than just feeding children, to do more than asking for $1 on Sunday. I want to see more. I'm saying it. And if you're doing more, put it out. Put it out. We have to combat negative publicity of us with positive publicity of us. And if you're so-called humble and you don't want to put it out, let me put it to you like this. Let me put it to you like this. If you're a believer in Jesus, they say Jesus doesn't have a book of the Bible, but you got Matthew, Mark, Luke, John. These are people. This was his media team. So your media ministry is there for you more so Well, your media ministry should be there to help promote the goods of Christianity in the community. Okay, not just record you on Sundays. We got to do more. I read this book by Tom. Is it in here? No, it's in my bag. I read this book, and this book is called "Brainwashed" by Tom Burrell. And he was he did 20 years advertising. He worked in advertisement for 20 years for NBC, and then he started his own advertising company. This is where I get a lot of my motivation and inspiration from. Is from that book. Because not only did he talk about the power of advertising, not only did he talk about the power of television or the power of media, he talked about coming up with an actual solution or a counter attack. Because we are under attack and we have to start using counter attacks. You know, my uncle does the boxing, the Virgil is with 100 Strong and does wonderful things as well as the right way with the kids. Yes, but I want to take it a step further because let's be honest. This is not. It's not 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. These are not 13, 14, 15-year-olds out here doing these shootings and these fightings. These are 28, 30, 35. You know what I'm saying? These are grown people. These are grown people out here wreaking havoc in the community. These are young people wreaking havoc in the community. This is not children. So how do we reach these older people? I have the question, and I'm preparing a table for a dialogue so that we can come up with some type of common ground, so that we can come with a strategy so that we can get out here and get this done. I remember at one time, I'm just talking to y'all now. Like, I remember one time, like, I attempted to get several leaders of organizations that represent children to all come together and sit at the table. And I failed. I failed at that. Because I didn't have the verbiage or the words to get these people, these leaders to come together and sit at the table. What I would like to see done is that every 3 months, any organization that deals with community or children come together and they say, hey, guys, for the next 3 months, our major focus is unity in the community. You know what I'm saying? And for 3 months, we're going to do like this. We're going to track it. And then we're going to come at the end of that quarter. And at the end of that quarter, we're going to come together and we're going to see what kind of positive impact or any impact at all that all of us preaching the same thing. And then you got to get, I'm going to tell you, if our focus is going to be on the kids so that they be whole adults, then we have to show the kids from Concord that they can hang out with the kids from Fairgrounds. You know what I'm saying? Or from that side. You know what I'm saying? Or the kids from Black Hawk, they can hang out with the kids in Concord. You know what I'm saying? So they have to come together for, like, I even proposed the 815 rally. Where everyone can rep their set, but at the end, we all rep the 815. Because this is where we at. I get tired of hearing about how people can't stand Rockford and you living here. I can't stand that shit. I hate it with a passion. We have to do more community-related events outside of church events, because not everyone goes to church. I'm just being honest. Some people don't feel comfortable coming into a church doing things. It bothers me. Like, it bothers me. Like, I'm from Rockford. I live in Rockford. I love Rockford. Sometimes I be just rapper like a badass kid. I love my city, but they need ass whooping. Like, I'm just being real with y'all, man. I'm just talking to y'all, man. Talk back to me, man. I went ahead and dropped the link, man. If you want to come on. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, and I'm not even like talking bad about church or whatnot. I'm just saying that not everybody goes to church. You know what I'm saying? So you can form an organization outside of your church organization, and still you can get your desired results. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's rough, man. I got so many things I want to say. I got so many things I want to say, man. My feelings hurt because I feel it. I feel it. I feel it's gonna happen. You're talking about it's a gang war happening. The police don't care about the gang war. How is it that the police have all this inside intel but they prevent no crime? Like, I just don't understand that either. Huh. Don't get me started on that, Angela, about how the church officials aren't openly coming to the activists. Like, we talk about, it's like books made about this, about like how the Black Panthers were together and da 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 da. They went down to downtown and they all came out with city jobs and shit. I see it here. I see it here. And just because you got a city job doesn't mean you can't stand for the people in your city. You know what I'm saying? I seen it. I don't see how they're using any type of propaganda in a 5-on-1 in a in a 5-on-1 scenario. The five should win without there being violence. Well, I mean, I'm sorry, without there being a dead body. They should have been able to get him. That's because like police are not, from what I see, police don't have to be in shape while they're on duty. They just have to be on shape to become an officer. Because they don't have to be in shape, they are able to. They have power on their hip, so they rather use that power on their hip than the power in their arms and their grip. Angela, we appreciate you. I love the way she just said it. She said, I have a city job and I'm all over the protest. Yep. I detect no lie. I detect no lie. All right, man. Y'all see the link is in the comments, man. Just click on that link right there if you'd like to come on, talk your truth. You guys are free to do that. I want to talk to you. You are my people. They might be. They might be, and let's talk about that. So she's like, Angela be playing, but she be saying some real stuff. So she said, I think that they're all on Xanax. That's going towards the police. Now, let's say that they are on Xanax, right? Let's say that they are on Xanax. Let's talk about the cause of that. Because they're on Xanax because they have some type of anxiety or nervous condition that needs to be regulated so that they're able to do their job, right? What's the trigger? What's the trigger for that? It's fear, right? They have some type of fear. This shouldn't be the job for you. It should be a very selective process to be a police officer, or we say police officer, but in the paperwork it says peace officer. You ever notice that? So to be a peace officer, it should be a little, more of an extenuous process than to just say, hey, sign me up. So I do agree with that. What's going on, Martine? Well, I'm not gonna hold y'all. I am -X man. Like I said, go on any platform, listen to your podcast, look up the Great Conversation podcast. Oh, wait. We got Angela coming in. I'm not going nowhere. Hold on.
I'm sorry. Were you trying to get out of there?
Yo. here, so that's what's up. How you doing?
Here's the thing is what I meant about propaganda is that the RPD is working overtime in using other stories to make Rockford forget about Faustin and Guatego. You know what I mean? They're burying it. They're using every opportunity. And here's the other thing that pisses me off. I'm sorry, that makes me angry, is that really this is not a conversation. That they had a police chase the other day, and as a result of them thinking that people have warrants and conducting traffic stops, which is absolutely the most dangerous way to conduct a warrant arrest. I mean, it's statistically proven, because if somebody runs and the cop chases, if the cop's going to chase you, what's going to happen when you stop? They're going to kill you. So you keep running. It's a dangerous situation. And now some guy, some 27-year-old guy, I think he's 27, is dead, who wasn't even part of that police chase. And they want to act like because somebody ran, it's that guy's fault. Why is RPD chasing people at 5 o'clock in the afternoon? Second time. They chased Tyrus Jones down at 5 p.m. in the afternoon on a Friday. He crashed into somebody else's car, and then he jumped out and they shot an unarmed man 5 times in the back. I made a whole video talking
what I would like to see done.
There are 3 lawsuits. There are 3 lawsuits against the Winnebago County Sheriff's Office for high-speed chases, crashing into people that had nothing to do with them chases. This does not happen in other cities. They got Rockford brainwashed that this is the way things are supposed to work. And it's not. It's not the way to conduct warrant arrests or even, giving people their warrants. Or there are better ways. Sorry.
There is. There's a lot of better ways. And not the way, that was a great segue to what I was going to say. I saw something on the book where the Japanese, they shoot paintballs at cars that try to get away during traffic stops, so they can identify them later.
That's right.
There we go. And that's non-lethal.
And what happens in San Francisco? So I do breaking news videography. So there are times where I'm listening to the scanners in the San Francisco Bay Area, and I can listen to a car chase being conducted from Pittsburgh way over in the East Bay, and listen to CHP and the way they conduct the car chases and how they discuss the life risk assessment. So on freeways, the risk life assessment at 10 p.m. is very low. The fact that car might run into somebody is very low. But if he comes across the Bay Bridge and exits into downtown San Francisco at 10 p.m. on a Thursday or Friday night, that becomes a much higher risk, and the chase is called off. All right? And San Francisco doesn't put helicopters up in the sky for police chases. CHP doesn't put helicopters up in the sky for police chases unless they're chasing a murderer. You know what I mean? Chasing these people because they took off after a traffic stop, which is ultimately the only thing that they are legally chasing them for. They have not proven at that point that person even had a warrant. They just left during a traffic stop. And now you're going to go 80 miles through Rockford at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, running red lights, throwing your tactical bullshit out into the street to flatten tires. The most uncoordinated, worst trained, worst led PD I have observed in a year is going to try to do this stuff. How many times that I know in 3 years, I can show you, there's a video I can show you of RPD wrecking their own cars, wrecking into other people's cars, suspects wrecking into cars, people getting killed, people getting hurt, lawsuits. Who pays for the lawsuits? All these people defending the cops in the chase. Oh, they got to go. Bad guy.
We do.
Exactly.
We do. I mean, I'm glad you said that. I want to touch on that because
I'm so happy. Family's gonna
sue. Yeah, when you say 3 lawsuits, right? 3 lawsuits against the Winnebago County, you know what I'm saying? That doesn't come out of the pension. That
No,
doesn't come out of their wallet.
that's all
It comes out of
one.
us.
Yep. Yep. They don't pay for it. They don't get disciplined for it. There's been nobody taken off the job over this whole police chase thing. I don't even know the victim's name. There's an anonymous GoFundMe for this guy. And I know his family's probably conflicted, you know. This is another thing that I keep trying to point out to some of the people in the feeds, like in the news feeds, when they do these press releases that are like, well, I'm glad they got the criminal and back the blue and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, do you get that the conduct that the police used to make this happen could kill you? It could kill you. And I wonder.
Well, we all have it.
I wonder if this family has ever been a back the blue family. And if I bet 100% they are rethinking that, because the RPD caused that murder, not the guy who ran away from the stop.
You know, and let me say this, because I like to be very transparent. You know what I'm saying? Do I believe that criminals? Do I believe that? Okay, let me say this. I believe that if we have police officers, their job is to apprehend. You know what I'm saying? To enforce the law. I believe that, but they have to do it, like you said, in a controlled structure. Every situation has to be. Yes, it has to be like, hey guys, when we encounter this type of situation, this is what we're going to do. Because, like you said, like the young man that was murdered by the police, you know, 2 days later there was the hostage negotiation for someone else. So why weren't they both treated the exact same way?
I'll tell you why. You want to know why? I'll tell you why. The state troopers were involved with the guy barricaded in the hotel. That was a state trooper negotiator. The state troopers ran the show, and this is part of the propaganda machine. This is part of the propaganda machine, because Winnebago County Sheriff's Department came out and actually said it in their press conference. Thank you for the coordination with the Illinois state troopers and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, we're burying this now again. We've done a great job. There was a negotiator at this situation, and burying Foston. As quickly as they could, they took credit for another law enforcement agency's actions. You know what I mean? And they held a press conference to say how great they were. And they continued to do it. That police chase, they're great cops. Thank you, police officers, for catching the bad guy. What did it cost Rockford? It cost the life of a man who had a family and children, who had nothing to do with it. You know, in other cities, when police chases reach a certain speed, they call them off. If you're in a
because like you said, the life risk ratio.
Exactly. If you're in a populated area and there are speeds hitting a certain amount, they're like, nope, we're done. You know, we got a description of the car. We've been chasing them around for an hour out on the highways, whatever. You know, there are just other options.
All right, we'll get to
traffic cameras, you know, that can track them from the chase forward, toll booths. You know, and if Rockford had a brain cell in their head, I don't know who bought that anti-blast vehicle, but they could have bought body cameras. They could have bought drones. They could, you know what I mean? It could have been other options for these traffic situations we conducted a traffic stop on an outed tail. This is an example. This is one of the stories I read on an outed tail light, because they believed the driver had a warrant. That's not appropriate. And
it's not appropriate.
And here's the other thing. We want to be angry at the Boone and Winnebago County Task Force, which we always are, and we should be. And the reason they come back with everything, well, this is justified, is because somebody's made policies that justify those things. And who made the policies?
They did. That is the problem. Like
the union.
Yeah, ever since all this has been going on, I've been saying this. I've been saying that the police union contract negotiations need to be held publicly. We need to have an input.
Some more transparency to that. I want to know how often cops are drug tested. Seriously, because the Xanax gaze at those protests is like, wow. Okay, and I'm not exaggerating. I lived in the
No,
trenches.
I was there.
I looked into the eyes.
Yeah, I was
I
there.
looked into the eyes of the addicts all the time.
I was there, and I do understand that. Man,
Yeah.
Angela, I like to thank you for coming on. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Always a
thank you for
pleasure.
having me. It's
Yeah,
always
not a
good to
problem.
talk to
Always
you,
a pleasure.
Dennis. Have a great day.
Likewise. Peace out. You too. As you guys can see, man, we got to do better. We got to do better. We have to become more vocal. We have to those in positions to help need to do something. Those not in the position need to say something. You feel what I'm saying? Because it all works together. So I am -X, guys. Great Conversation Podcast. Catch us on Spotify. Go to Spotify right now. Follow us, The Great Conversation Podcast. Let me just put that on the screen so you can see what it looked like. All right, The Great Conversation Podcast. And also, guys, we also have our Facebook show, Sidebar Conversation. If you have a sidebar conversation that you would like to talk with us about, a scenario or anything, if you want to be anonymous, we'll keep you anonymous. Or you want to come on, we'll have you as a guest. It's all about talking to you, our listeners. So please get back to us. Let us know. You guys can inbox me, or what you could do is you can email us at greatconversationletstalk@gmail.com. All right. So I am -X, and this has been a What's Going On 815. And always remember, you don't always have to agree to have a great conversation. Peace.